Hey, Gabe. Welcome to EUC World 2024, the first one. What's your thoughts?
It's so amazing because you
awesome.
guys did it at the place where the first BriForum was.
I know.
And
Thank you
it
for
was
that.
so bananas walking into that theater. Yeah, it was so cool. Thank you for doing that. That was so awesome.
Because it was like basically like 19, 20 years later in the same spot.
Yeah,
right?
19 years. And it was really weird to be in that room and not being like event management staff.
Right. Running around. Where's your
Yeah.
dongle? Where's this? Right.
Yeah,
Well, for
exactly.
you, it was RGB.
We're out of
you
pop.
know?
Like,
Yeah.
So, right,
Yeah.
taping down wires and
Yeah, Brian and them were saying like how y'all had to bring in like T1 lines and do all that stuff
'Cause
and like
they
do
didn't even
there's
have
no Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
yeah.
it didn't even exist. So we were taping down, I think, even Cat 5 wires back then to do it. And of course, laptops only lasted for like an hour and a half, so we had power everywhere. And
So what did you think about today with your keynote session with the trifecta up there? I mean, y'all had fun. It seemed like the audience was loving it.
I think that's the first time I've ever presented with Sean and Brian
At the same time?
all three of us.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. It worked out exactly as I didn't know I hoped it would, right?
Right.
Like we had a whole plan and everything, and really we made it through like a third of it because it spurred so many conversations. We just
Totally.
had those, and that's why you have these community events,
Right.
as opposed to getting up on stage at a vendor event.
Yeah,
or
because
something.
it was basically like 30-ish minutes of answering questions and going back and forth with the audience and about 20, 30 minutes of y'all slides and y'all going back and forth too. So, I mean, it was like
Yeah.
a perfect balance that's like never seen at normal conferences.
Yeah, well, and that's why these community events are awesome. And they honestly, they can't. There is a limit where they start to get too big.
Right.
We're not near that yet.
Yep.
But there's a limit when they start to get too big and they stop feeling like a community
Right.
event. So I love this small.
And at BriForum that last year, it felt like there was maybe like 300 or 400 people. What was it at, you think?
yeah,
Is
we
it-
kind of peaked out at around 400. I don't
Yeah.
think we ever hit 500.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it because I'm just trying to think back of like how much room there was in some of the expo halls and all that. you know?
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think we kind of leveled off, and it was great because it never got to the point where it felt like it was
too big. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
You could people still didn't mind standing up in the keynote and saying something
Right.
because that was, and it was like Brian in the keynote. So even that's the other thing about the community events. The speakers are the community as well. It's not
That's
something
right.
like product manager or VP or something.
Right. They don't
that's just some
disappear
dude.
behind the curtains, right? Like
Yeah.
Oz, right?
Yeah. It's some dude I had beers with last night.
Yep. Yeah. Or went to go have dinner with and got to learn,
Yeah.
oh, wow, they're into pinball too. Or, oh, wow, they love barbecue.
That happened
Right.
last night.
Okay, there you
Yeah.
go. See, this is what it's all about, connecting
Right. 3D
dots.
printers, pinball. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's those kinds of like shared social experiences that the community needs, like to
Yes.
build a sense of community. And then there's this where we can have those real conversations. We can share our experiences like in the workplace too.
Yep.
There's just nothing like these. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
really, really happy that you guys did this, and it's a fantastic event.
Yeah, I mean, so 2025, we'll have another shindig. We hope you get to come again. And I think in a year, there's still going to be enough significant change to talk about a lot of stuff,
Every
right?
year there's going to be.
Yeah.
Now wait until you look back, right? So
Oh, I
like
know.
the first BriForum, we had Ron Oglesby talking about like, hey, if we can virtualize Citrix servers, why can't we just virtualize desktops?
Yeah,
Like, in
yeah.
2005, like that idea was put out.
Forward
then.
thinker.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ron Oglesby, luminary.
Who would have thought that? I thought he just hunted armadillos, right? Like armadillo assassin, right?
Yeah,
That's his number one gig.
Funny.
So, what's your favorite thing? What do you want to tell anybody? Like, come, make sure
Oh my gosh.
participate, like get here.
Here's the thing. If you are the type that doesn't want to be the smartest person in the room,
Yep.
that wants to learn from having real conversations with people, but not being like looked down upon or anything like that, like that's what this community's always
Totally.
been amazing at.
Yep.
This event is fantastic. It's the right vibe. Like, come here, bring your nerd self, and enjoy this event because it really is something.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for making the trip. And thank you for everything that you've done to plant the community flag and all the help you did with BriForum and obviously everything you've done over 20 plus years in the EUC industry.
That's kind of you to say. Thanks.
It's really, really awesome because it's like people like you and Brian and Sean and Steve Greenberg and Tim and a couple others and Ron too that I looked up to and was like, holy moly, these dudes are super nerds. And now here we are together and we're all just hanging out. And that's what the best part about like EUC World is we're all here together and it's all about learning and growing because we all can't know everything. That's the most important thing and learn from everybody, right?
Yeah. Well, thanks for keeping this going. I
Cool.
mean,
Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks.